Time for the Success in Real Estate Show with Frankie Griffin, owner and instructor of Real Estate School for Success, broker in charge of the Palmetto Success Team, and author of Success in Real Estate. If you're interested in buying or selling a home, investing in real estate, or becoming a real estate agent, you'll enjoy the Success in Real Estate Show on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. Now, here's Frankie Griffin.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Got so much information we want to put out. My guest is going to be Andy On, attorney with On and McKay Law Firm. Going to be talking about a number of things, but primarily going to be talking about a lot of real estate agents like to incorporate when they're doing their business, either through an LLC or maybe an S corporation. And we're going to be talking about some of the issues and pros and cons with doing this. And would love to have your participation. Any questions you may have, we'd love for you to give us a call. The number here in studio is 978-9862, 978-9862. And we will certainly try to answer any and all questions that you have. That's what we're here for. We want to try to provide the information so that if you are in real estate, either buying, selling, investing, or maybe you're already a real estate agent, we want to make sure you have all the information you need to make an informed decision. And a couple classes we've actually got coming up right now at the Real Estate School for Success. Obviously, next week, because of the holidays, we will not be having any classes. So we're going to be taking a little bit of time off to try to take a breath, get our composure back. It's been so busy, and we've been very blessed throughout this whole year so far. Just been really, really good. But we've got, if you're thinking about getting your real estate license, and we've got a lot of people going to class right now. We've got a couple of classes going to be starting up next weekend. Actually, we got a weekend class that's going to be June the 1st. And if you want to do it during the weekends, we can certainly help you out there. But we've also got two classes starting on the following Monday, which is June the 3rd. We've got a day class, if that works for you. And we've also got a night class, which just meets on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. So if you want to get your real estate license, we've got a number of ways to get that done for you. We'd love for you to give us a call. In fact, if you want to, just go to our website. There you'll find pretty much all the information you need. And if you don't find it there, our phone number will certainly be there, and you can give us a call. But our website is realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Again, realestateschoolforsuccess.com. We'd love to help you any way we can. Well, again, in studio with me is my friend Andy On with the On and McKay Law Firm.
How you doing, Frankie?
Oh, this is such a fine day today.
Yeah, man, it is. I tell you, it's been it's going to be a beautiful weekend, and I was actually doing a little yard work before I headed out here today, and we got some family and some folks coming over tomorrow, some friends and folks coming over tomorrow, so it should be fun.
Celebrating the weekend.
Yeah, man.
Well, just real quick, we won't spend much time on it. How did the garage sale last?
The garage sale went really well. We thank you so much for letting us talk about it on here. I think we had over 20 families participate out in Timberlake, and just a lot of fun. That was actually my family's first garage sale. We used to sell stuff at the flea market all the time, but my little ones, my 10-year-old and my 7-year-old. I got my 10-year-old in here with me today, as you can see. AJ's my co-host today, but we had a great time. Sold a lot of stuff, and made a few dollars here and there.
Awesome,
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'd never heard of a subdivision yard sale or garage sale, so I was really looking forward to it. But I had to be here, so I couldn't make it to the show. I mean, to the garage sale. But I know you've got a lot of stuff going on. But
man, we got so much going on, and I'm just so excited about the accreditation classes that you're giving. I'm hearing more and more good things about those, Frankie.
I tell you, and a couple of them that have really been big. That broker price opinion, the BPO course. That has really been big. We had a full class in Sumter on when was that? Thursday. Thursday.
Yeah. Wow.
It was really, really nice because there's so many other. Most people, when you think about BPOs, you think about foreclosures.
Yeah.
Bank needs it for foreclosures, but they need it for so many other reasons.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you, this market. I mean, I don't know about other law offices or other real estate practices, but in January the tsunami hit my office. We have absolutely been slammed with business, and thank God. It's nice to be back.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, it's been great.
Oh man! So y'all in fact, I got a closing with y'all coming up here.
Well,
pretty quick.
Super.
In fact, this coming Friday.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
I can feed the children for another week.
No ramen noodles today, right? I got you.
That's right. Well, I sort of mentioned at the beginning of the show some of the things you're going to be talking about today are dealing with incorporating.
Yeah, we
estate.
This is the tutoring tour that we have coming up, as you know, Frankie, and just to kind of reacquaint the listening audience with me and my practice. We are a law firm that does a lot of real estate, but probably about 70% of my practice has nothing to do with real estate. It's trial work, and most of the work that I handle is kind of the garden variety, plaintiff's trial work, auto accidents, death actions, product liability, medical malpractice. But about 30% of my practice is devoted to real estate and what I would call commercial litigation. That litigation oftentimes involves disputes over disclosures, contractual disputes, any number of issues relating to real estate. And one of the issues that I think there is a misconception out there about is that incorporation is the be-all and end-all to solving one's liability issues. And I think that is a real misconception, and what we hope to talk about are some of the problems associated with incorporating as a real estate agent. I'm not saying don't do it, but if you do it, you got to do it the right way, and you got to make sure that that you don't believe and that you don't fall under the false impression that this is going to solve your liability woes, because it will not. And that's part of why we want to have this, because there's been some misinformation out there by some other law firms that rolled out incorporation as the answer to liability issues. So I felt like we needed to respond. This was a couple of years ago. Another law firm here in town rolled out some information that all agents needed to incorporate. And having done insurance defense work before I started doing plaintiff's work, I understand what insurance companies like to do when it comes to those types of claims. And usually it is to try to avoid the claims as much as possible. But we're going to talk about that a little bit today, and a lot of other things we got going on.
Yep.
Got some great stuff coming up, and so I'm excited about being on today.
And I would assume too, what you're going to be talking about, especially when the incorporating, is not just for real estate agents. There are other lines of
absolutely.
work.
I mean, and that's part of the issue. I mean, you hear all these advertisements, different legal companies, and that advertise on the internet that anybody can incorporate, and you'll solve all your liability issues if you incorporate. You just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly it helps to serve as additional buffer, but particularly when you're a licensee in South Carolina in the real estate practice, it could cause some issues. You could, in fact, and what we've entitled our seminar for this Thursday is, are we exposing ourselves in our attempt to protect ourselves?
Yeah.
And that's part of the issue. So this is a great seminar for the real estate professional to come and to participate in. We've got a great group of representatives that are going to be there with us, panel folks that are going to be there with us. Wade Miles, who is a CPA here locally, is going to talk about incorporating from the tax standpoint. We're also going to have Steve Wall, who, as you know, is with Nationwide Insurance, but does an awful lot of insurance business just in general, and represents a lot of real estate professionals and other professionals in E&O coverage.
Sure.
So he's going to be able to talk in some detail about that, and I'm hoping they're going to call in a little bit today.
Well, I'm sure they will. In fact, we've already got at least one phone caller on hold, but we need to go ahead and get our first break out of the way right now. But if you have any questions at all that we can help you with, we'd love to hear from you. The number to call is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've got my guest, Andy on, attorney with Alden McKay Law Firm. We're going to be talking about a number of things today, but certainly a lot about incorporating. But, this show is for you. We want to try to educate. We want to inform so that if you are thinking about buying or selling a house, we want you to be in a situation where you can make an informed decision. We've got the best in the business always in studio with us, especially today. And but Andy, I know you've got you're going to be holding this event. Where are you going to be holding this event?
This event is going to be at a beautiful listing with Team Kaufman, Charles and Mary Kaufman with ERA Wilder Realty in Lexington. And I think Charles may be on the phone, if I'm not mistaken. I thought he'd called in.
He is. And Charles, you with us, brother?
Hey, Charles. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. How are y'all?
This listing is in Saluda River Club. Is that right, Charles?
It is. It's in the Saluda River Club. This house was built in 2010 by the award-winning Vesta Builders, which is a custom builder that's built a good many homes there in the Saluda River Club. And we have 3,674 square feet finished, and we have another 345 above the garage that's unfinished. It is a fabulous home.
So room's not a problem.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think that 300 square feet would be my man cave. I don't know about you.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you, that's a beautiful community out there, Charles. Tell us a little bit about the amenities out there. I'm a little familiar with it. I've been out there one time. Tell us a little bit about the amenities.
Well, right across the street from this house, you have the Chickasaw Center, which is an outdoor center. It's got a pool, clubhouse, and you have playground. You have another clubhouse. You have a gym. You have walking trails, fire pits, exercise gym. I mean, it's awesome out there.
And all this is along the river. Everybody has walking access to the river. Is that right?
Exactly. They also have docks built down on the river that you can sit and either canoe down the river, or you can kayak down the river, whichever. You can sit and relax by the river.
I received an award from Exit Real Estate Solutions, Jay Kim's office, and we did it at that Chickasaw Center. And man, that was the first time I'd been out there, and that community is just incredible. Charles, we're so excited. Give the listening audience the address of this house. This house is at 632 Bimini Twist Circle. And you can visit the webpage for this listing at 632BiminiTwistCircle.org. Okay, and what's your list price on it?
List price right now is $689.
All right.
Reduced at $10,000.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Charles, we thank you so much. You and Mary. I mean, let me tell you, Frankie, these are two of the best, man. They absolutely are producers, and they do it the right way every day for their clients. I'm so excited about the relationship we have with them. Charles, thanks for everything you do for us, buddy. We appreciate you.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you for everything that you do, and Andy, you too.
Hey, Charles, how close are you or this? Where is it? Bimini Twist Circle. How close is that to where the new high school is going up? Because there's been a lot of talk about the new high school.
It's less than a quarter of a mile away.
So you could walk to school.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, that's one thing that's drawing to this area.
Another thing I was going to tell you, Charles, I don't know if you know it or not, but they put Mary's picture on the flyer.
Yeah, we had to do that, okay? We had to put the best face forward, okay? That's just, Charles understands this, okay?
Why do you think
when you've got a pretty wife like Mary, you want to put the best face forward, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. We'll look forward to seeing you Thursday.
Thanks, pal.
Good deal. Thank y'all.
All right, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
All right, and down here or right on the river. It's a gorgeous place.
It's a beautiful community. And, and what I'm finding is I am closing a lot of homes over $500,000. I believe that lenders are starting to open up now on these bigger jumbo type loans. They're finally starting to open up, and I will tell you, I mean, it's been a really active, in what I would say a congested market. I mean, I'm hearing that there are multiple offers. I was in a sales meeting the other day at a real estate office, and they were talking about several multiple offers situations they've had. When we were talking about dealing with multiple offer situations, we hadn't dealt with it in about 3 or 4 years. So people got rusty on what you're supposed to do. So but it just really, really good stuff, Frankie. And I'm excited, and I'm excited for your school, because I know you're shipping them in and shipping them out right now.
It's been incredibly busy, and thank God for that. Because you're right, it's been a huge buyer's market for so long, and a lot of the agents out there today, Andy, have really never worked in a seller's market.
Yep.
And we are headed straight there, and I believe it'll be a big time seller's market this summer.
I think so too. I think so too.
I do. Well, let's talk a little bit about this incorporation thing, because I think the reason a lot of agents do it is because for tax reasons.
Yeah, and there are a lot of tax advantages to incorporating. I mean, no question about that. I tell people all the time, I'm not your tax guy. I was kind of in the half of the class that made the top half possible in tax. But that's why we've got a CPA that's going to be there Thursday night. But I will tell you, there are an awful lot of tax advantages, particularly when you have an assistant, like a buyer's assistant or an assistant in your real estate practice that is your closing coordinator or something like that. An awful lot of potential deductions, potential tax advantages. The problem is that so many times realtors focus in on this notion of brand marketing, okay, which is a good thing to do. You want to brand market yourself. Sure. You want to be Frankie Griffin Real Estate, or you want to be Andy On Real Estate, and you want to brand market yourself. But when you brand market yourself and you get away from the entity under which you're licensed and you start doing business in a way that you're not licensed, okay? That's when you start running afoul of not only the law, but of also what the standard would be to ensure that you are going to be covered in the event of some professional negligence, okay? The situation is that we've seen is this, where you've got a real estate professional, okay, that is, let's say, licensed under your real estate company, okay? They're covered under the E&O that you provide, and they're covered as a result of being a licensee, okay, and a licensee with your company. The problem is I go out there and I incorporate as an agent in your company, and I incorporate as Andy On Real Estate LLC, and I have I do my own documents, I do my own disclosures. My website is Andy On Real Estate LLC, even though I'm licensed under you. And let's say I put out a disclosure, or I fail to make a disclosure, or I do something, have them sign a document that has at the top of it, Andy On Real Estate LLC. It becomes, we muddy the waters for the insurance company. And what happens is that if I screw something up and I get sued and I bring it to you and say, Frankie, it looks like I got a lawsuit and I need you to turn it over to our E&O coverage, that E&O coverage carrier is going to look at that lawsuit, and they're going to say, well, hold on now. This is Andy On Real Estate LLC that is actually involved in this lawsuit. That's not Andy On individually. Andy On individually was the licensee, but the disclosure documents that were used were Andy On Real Estate LLC. Yeah. And so what we're finding is, because insurance companies are concerned primarily about two things, and I mean, Steve Wall is my insurance agent. He's a great guy, and, but he and I just have to agree to disagree. But, the insurance companies are concerned about primarily two things, typically, when they get a claim: avoiding that claim altogether, or paying as little as they can possibly pay. And insurance companies in South Carolina, like in most states, have two duties: the duty to defend and the duty to indemnify. The duty to defend is given rise to, it emerges when there's a lawsuit that's filed. But the duty to indemnify deals with coverage, whether there's coverage there, okay? And so if they can get out of coverage, then not only do they not have to cover the deal, but they don't have to defend it any longer.
Yeah.
And so this is something that I think needs to be considered. I'm not suggesting, that in every situation, incorporating is a bad idea, but I'm saying that the impression that I think a lot of agents have is that, well, I'm going to incorporate because I want to make sure that I'm covered in the event I get sued. I want to make sure my personal assets are covered. And the problem is that you basically create a real argument for the insurance company to say, well, there's no coverage because you weren't doing business as the way you were licensed.
And the way this license law, real estate license law, does allow for agents to operate under a corporation or LLC or some entity like that. But I think the way a lot of agents are using it today was not the way the law intended it.
That's
to be
exactly
used.
right. The law does allow for you to operate as an LLC or a corporate entity. But if you, and primarily for purposes of receiving commissions, Frankie.
Right.
Okay. If my wife and I were incorporated as Andy on Real Estate LLC, and both of us were incorporated, we would both have to be, under the law, we'd both have to be licensees under your agency.
Yep.
And in addition to that, we could not do business as that entity
Right.
in public. I've got
Right.
to do business as Andy on as an agent for Frankie Griffin. And I will tell you, there are a lot of agents that aren't doing that.
Yep. No,
Okay.
you're right. And all marketing should be it should have the company that you're licensed under, not your business entity.
That's part of what
market.
we're going to discuss on Thursday is some of the solutions to those issues, because there's a lot of inclination, there's a lot of desire on the part of the real estate professional out there to say, you know what, I want to brand market myself. I want to become the entity. I want to be the thing that's selling and representing my client. I don't want it to be one of the other companies. I want to be able to go where I go.
And you can do that by getting your broker in charge license and starting your own company. You can do that.
Exactly.
But
well, there are ways to there are ways to incorporate, and there are ways to do it safely. And I just think we need to go in eyes wide open, not eyes wide shut.
Well, you're absolutely right. Well, we got to go ahead and take our bottom of the hour break. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I know we've got a caller on the line, and I ask that you'll hold through the break. So we certainly want to talk to you. But we'd love to answer any questions you have. Just give us a call. The number is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator right here in South Carolina. Again, we're trying to provide information for you if you're listening, either as a buyer or seller. Maybe you want to invest in real estate, or maybe you want to get into real estate, start a little career, or maybe a little a way to pick up some part-time money. We would love to help you any way we can. You can certainly find out all the information you need about our school at the realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Appreciate you going there. And by the way, this show, as always, is videoed by Jerry Bilton with Eagle Photography. And if you missed the show or any part of the show, you can actually watch the show. You can look at Andy on. And he's looking pretty sharp today.
Let me tell you, just make sure you're not eating when you do it, okay?
Whatever. But several places, honestly, you can go to look at this video. That's not on there right now, but it's usually there by the first part of the week, maybe Monday. I'll have it posted. But you can go to our website, realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Click on radio. You can find it there. We also have a Facebook page, Real Estate School for Success fan page or business page, whatever. But it's on Facebook, and we always post it there. And anyway, there's several places you can go. We'd encourage you to watch the show, because anytime Andy On is on the show, that usually stirs up all kinds of
I keep
good
trying
stuff.
to get our videographer over here to see if he can do something about my jowls and maybe take about 50 pounds off of me. But, he ain't that good. He ain't that good. But,
Well, he won't do that for me, so I'm sure he won't
Frankie,
do it
I
for
want to
you.
shout out to my niece, Maddie Stevenson, who just got finished with her dance recital today, and my daughter and my wife and a bunch of family got to go see her today. So, Maddie, congratulations, honey. I know you did a great job, and we're excited for you, and AJ shouts out to you, too.
Awesome. And, well, let's go straight to our phone lines where we've got Jason King on the line. How you doing, Jason?
Good. How you doing, Frankie?
Oh.
Jason, how you doing, Bubba?
Good. You, Andy?
Good, doing good. Frankie, Jason is with Real Estate Advocates, and we do a lot of work together. Jason's been knocking it dead this year, man. I'm telling you, he's knocking it out. But he and I are planning a great little event coming up in about the third weekend in June. It's June 22nd, right, Jason?
Right, June 22nd.
Tell the listening audience a little bit about what we got planned.
Well, I've been showing houses for a while, and around the lake, I mean, it's so beautiful out there, but we really wanted to do more than just like an open house and give people like a taste of Lake Murray living. So we're going to go around by a boat and show people 3 different style homes in the Chapin area and give them a little idea of what Lake Murray living is really about, relaxing on the boat, eating, drinking, relaxing. I'm hoping it'll be a good day, a good event.
Yeah, we're really excited about it, and we've been planning it for a while, and you never know how these things are going to be because it is going to be probably a 2 or 3 hour visit, basically, because what we're going to do is we're going to start it actually at our house, my house in the Timberlake area, and then we're going to visit 3 different price points. What are our price points that we're going to be visiting, Jason?
Well, right now we have one that's around $250,000, which is incredible to be on the water.
Really?
One that's kind of mid-range, around $699, and then another one that's on the high end is $1.2 million.
The trip's almost worth it just to go see that 1.2, right?
There you go.
And we'll have food. We're probably going to trying to plan where we can have food at every location, and just give folks an opportunity to see the homes from the water. And I tell you, we were talking earlier, Jason. I don't know if you heard. I was telling Frankie about I'm closing more and more homes over $500,000, and I think it's just a sign of the market. It's a sign of the credit. Finally, the bank's finally easing up on some of the credit issues, and so it's going to be a good thing. Jason's going to be there Thursday night too, so we look forward to seeing you, Jason, at the Tutor and Tour on Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this boat ride, is this open to anybody, or is this?
Anybody who's looking to purchase a home on Lake Murray, we do have a website set up. It's www.lakemurrayhomesboattour.com.
Lake Murray Homes Boat Tour?
Boattour.com.
And Jason, give the listening audience your phone number just in case they'd like to call in and RSVP for this.
Sure. It's 803-318-4712. And if people are on the fence and they're thinking about it and they don't quite know what all is involved, they can give us a call also. And then we got plenty of good sponsors like A&E. We got Brian Prawl of Residential Finance and Steve Wall with Nationwide Insurance.
And if I'm looking at buying a house, you're going to feed me and make me feel good on the water.
We hope
One day
so.
on the water.
We hope to. That's always the intent. It depends on whether I'm cooking. If I'm cooking, you might not feel so good. So
Oh, good.
Jason, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
All right, buddy. Take care. And I meant to ask him, maybe when is this going to be?
June 22nd. It's Saturday, June 22nd. Okay. And times are still a little up in the air, but we think we're going to get cranked up around 11 o'clock, and it'll be about a 3 hour tour basically.
And I'm sure that there's going to be a
hopefully it won't
number.
end like another 3 hour boat tour that we're all aware of. Gilligan.
Really?
So
and I'm sure there is limited seating. So
there's absolutely limited seating. I mean, we're probably going to have 3 pontoon boats. as part of this tour of homes.
Okay.
And so there is limited seating, but it's going to be a great opportunity. I'll tell you, my wife and I bought on Lake Murray. We were kicking the can down the road for a while, thinking about it. And Bobby Brooks was the one who took us on the lake and showed us our lot that we bought, and he did it by water, and that was the clincher. So if you're thinking about buying, a great way to look at Lake Murray is from the water.
Awesome. Well, if you have any questions at all about real estate, we've got the man, Andy On, is in studio. Give us a call. The number is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. But this coming Thursday, or next week, I guess, but Thursday, you're doing your tutoring tour seminar. And I can't thank you enough, me personally, for that. It's incredible, the information that as a real estate professional you can pick up just by going to these seminars and talking to, and I'm sure you'd be the first to admit, you're going to have a room full of experts.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you, the wonderful thing about these seminars, Frankie, is I get people like you. I get people very experienced like you. That's a nice way of saying old. But very experienced like you. I get new agents in there, and I learn something from all of them. I had somebody tell me the other day that there's some lawyer running around telling me that I'm the lawyer that wants to sue all these real estate agents. And when I go to these when I do these tutoring tours, it's just because I'm looking to sue real estate agents. That is absolutely not true. In fact, what I want to do is help real estate agents avoid liability. And if anybody, including that lawyer, would take the time to maybe come to one of my seminars and acquaint themselves with what we're talking about, what we're dealing with is risk management. Mm-hmm. We want to avoid the risk. We want to win the battle before we fight it. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish with this. And I just thought it was funny when they said that. He evidently is out when he's out talking to a bunch of realtors. He's saying that that I want to sue real estate agents. That is absolutely not the case. What I'm saying is that there are trial lawyers like me out there that would take an opportunity to sue under these circumstances. And what we want to try to do is become partners with the real estate agents in trying to avoid these risks. And that's why this, in my opinion, this topic is so important, because there's such a misconception that, you incorporate you ain't got to worry about any kind of liability anymore, and that's just not the case.
Well, I know we've got a couple of callers on the line with some questions, Andy, but we need to get this last break out of the way so we can deal with them. Callers, please hold on, but we got to get the break out of the way. Our number again is 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator. Need to go ahead and go. I want to go straight to our phone lines because we've only got about 5 or so minutes left. So let's do that, Andy.
All right.
First of all, we've got Mike on the line. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Oh.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Well, I'm not at my best, as you'll hear whenever I tell you why I'm calling. Got some news recently that I'm going to be losing my mother soon.
Oh, boy.
Next couple of months at the longest.
Oh, boy.
I'm an only child, Columbia native. My wife and I own our own home over near Veterans Hospital. I'm going to be inheriting my childhood home. I need to know if you could give me some advice on what, if anything, I should be doing to prepare for the soon-to-be eventual transference of that property to my ownership upon the passing of my mother.
Mike, and I will tell you, it's probably not appropriate to go into a whole lot of detail from you on the phone with me right now. But I will tell you that I would like to talk to you. If you would give me a call at my office, I'd like to set up a time to meet with you. I won't charge you for the initial consultation, but there are an awful lot of issues that we need to discuss, not the least of which is whether or not your mother is still of sound mind or whether she's been diagnosed with dementia or something which would affect her ability to do what she needs to do with the property right now, whether you have power of attorney over her, and if so, what the extent of that power would be. Because there is a potential solution in the way of a joint tenancy deed that potentially could be executed now if she is capable of doing that, or if there is some mechanism in place to do that, so that we could avoid the property going through probate and being subject to the creditor's claims in probate. So as you can see just from a thumbnail sketch here, it's a little more involved than maybe what you think, and I'd like you to call me. My number is 744-0824, and I will try to get you in next week to meet with you so that we can discuss this, okay?
744-0824.
Yes, sir. And I'm sorry you're going through what you are with your mom, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
It is tough, but it's that
God
time
bless
in
you,
life.
and she's going to a better place, I'm sure. So
Okay, 744-0824. Got it down. Thank you so
yes,
much.
sir.
All right,
yes,
buddy.
sir.
Have a good one. All right, well, let's go straight back to our phone lines where, let's see, now we've got Tracy on the line. How you doing, Tracy?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
What can we do for
I
you?
just have a question about modular homes and the value of them, if they're as valuable as a stick-built home.
Well, let's talk about the modular home kind of scenario. Modular homes or manufactured homes, okay, if we're talking about the same thing here, can be made real estate, okay, by essentially detitling them and making them part of the real estate, okay, which means that they become one taxed piece of property, with basically a real estate property, okay, rather than being taxed as personal property. And given that process, they can be appraised just like any other home, and they would be appraised typically in accordance with comps that are out there. And certainly I'm not an appraiser, but they would be viewed as a real estate piece of property rather than a personal piece of property situated on real property. You follow me? So
I do.
if we have
the modular home that I'm talking about is not like a mobile home.
Okay.
It's actually a built home.
Mm-hmm. They're just manufactured off-site and built and then put together on-site.
Correct, and it's built to code of a home.
Right.
Not a mobile home.
And my question is the title, is it taxed as with the real estate?
It is.
Okay, so it's taxed as one piece of property then.
Yes.
Okay. Frankie, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, I reckon. I mean, I would think that they would still be, they would be considered within the realm of the appraisal standards. I mean, obviously, if not brick, you know.
They are so much better now, Tracy, than they used to be, for sure. And, I mean, you've got some that, in my opinion, are better built modular homes than your stick built. And one example, Andy, I think you're familiar, was like Paradise Cove.
Oh, yeah.
Where they these are walls they put up in there, but they're manufactured off-site. They ship them in, and then put it together. So I think to answer your question, and we're about to run out of time, Tracy, and I apologize for that. But it just depends on the it's just like any other house. It just depends on how well it was made, how well it was constructed. But I think it can certainly hold as good, if not better, value.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all.
All righty.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good one. Well, Andy, we're about to run out of time, but real quick, Crystal, you on the line with us?
Hey, Crystal.
Oh, I'm still here, yeah.
Okay, we got about 20 seconds, and I think you wanted some information about the tour.
Yeah, the tour.
I wanted to know when and where exactly it is Thursday.
June. Well, the tutoring tour is this Thursday. And that's not the Lake Murray tour now.
Right.
Okay? The tutoring tour is this Thursday. It's going to be at Bimini Drive, I believe.
Bimini Twist Circle.
Bimini Twist Circle.
Yep.
In Saluda River Club. Call my office 744-0824, Crystal, and I'll get you information.
All right, Crystal, thank you very much. And thank y'all for listening. We've had a great show. Andy, thank you so much for coming
Frankie.
in.
Thanks.
You've
as
been
always.
listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC.